Hello and welcome to the Boro Breakdown podcast. We are the Boro podcast that gives you all of your Boro Matchday chatter in a podcast and on YouTube as well, so make sure to subscribe. The Boro chatter that's currently dominating the internet right now is Sammy Silvera to Portsmouth. It's a straight season-long loan deal with no option for Portsmouth to purchase Sammy Silvera at the end of it. That is per reports from Craig Johns and Dom Shaw. Now, before you think that I'm rejoicing about this, because I obviously criticised Sammy Silvera a lot last season, I am not. I think this is a move that makes sense for him, and I really hope that it works out so that he can come back to Middlesbrough a more refined player, because ultimately what we saw last season was an incredibly raw talent. If we rewind to when we signed Sammy Silvera from Central Coast Mariners, we were told a lot of good stuff about him, and for the interest of Portsmouth fans that might be tuning into this, I will stick the link to our lowdown video in the description of this. And that, coupled with his performances in pre-season, in which he looked really good, really exciting, direct, pacey, skillful, I got really excited for Sammy Silvera, and I thought that he would be one of those summer signings that really, well, come the end of the season, we would look back on and say he was a success. Ultimately, that is TBD at the moment. Incredibly raw, incredibly frustrating. And I think stylistically, he's somebody that, playing on the opposing wing to his stronger foot, he's wanting to cut inside and he's wanting to unleash those shots centrally, which we didn't really see work last season. The move to Portsmouth is interesting because they have just signed Josh Murphy from Oxford, so I'm going to be interested to see how many minutes he gets this season. But Portsmouth can unlock the player that Central Coast Mariners saw, the player that Boro fans saw a glimpse of in pre-season. I think he just needs regular game time in a regular position. Because Sammy Silvera last season, he played left wing, he played right wing, and he even played through the middle when Boro was struggling with their whole striker situation. Emmanuel Latte-Lath got injured, and so did Josh Coburn. So needs must, we had to play somebody there, and Sammy Silvera was the option alongside Morgan Rogers at one point, and then at another point, Sam Greenwood. But that's obviously not his position, because as much as he can break the lines, as much as he can get in behind, as much as he's pacey, his end product is not quite where you want it to be for a team in Middlesbrough's position, who last season and then going into next season are wanting to challenge, break into, maybe even exceed those playoff places. So I'm happy that he's made this move. I think it makes sense. I am not surprised that Boro have decided that this is the route that they want to go down with Sammy Silvera, because right now I think he's in the category of could do better, could get better. So this makes complete sense to me. Hopefully he can come back a much better player for us, because there is definitely a talent in there. I just don't think that he's championship standard at the moment, which is ironic because he's made a move to a fellow championship club. But obviously Portsmouth, newly promoted, don't know how their season's going to fare, but I will say that they've got a very good manager in John Mousinho, and hopefully he's the type of manager that can improve players, much like what we've seen with Michael Carrick. He just hasn't been able to kind of crack Sammy Silvera yet, mostly because, as I said, I just don't think that he's championship standard right now. But I hope come the end of the season that I'm reflecting on that statement of Sammy Silvera is not championship standard right now, and I've changed my opinion. I'm really intrigued to see how he does at Portsmouth. I really hope that he does well, because he's still a young player and he's got plenty of time left on his side. And one of the things that I need to remind myself of is that he made the move to the Championship from the A-League, from Australia. So Australia to England, you know, it's a very big decision for him, and it's a very big move. And I think maybe there was a degree of he just didn't settle. There could be that. I mean, I know that he does have ties to England. I think he was born in London, right? Or there was something like that. So even so, I think it's difficult to uproot from where you've become comfortable in and move to a completely different country and a completely different league, which is probably I would say, superior to the A-League. So, yeah, I think sometimes we can forget, or I can forget, let me just speak about myself. I can forget that, and I'm trying to kind of remind myself that Sammy Silvera is a young player from a completely different league and a completely different country. So, yeah, there might have been a bit of an issue with acclimatising to England and to the league. But my favourite Sammy Silvera moments that I'm hoping that he could add to in the future is that amazing goal that he scored against Swansea from approximately 3 yards out. And remember, he did score off his arse against Bristol City. So you can't say that Sammy Silvera did not have his moments last season, because he did. And yes, all the best to him. Portsmouth fans, please let us know how he gets on, because fingers crossed he does well and he comes back to Middlesbrough a better player. I think that's all we want to see from a signing that enters those doors at Rockcliffe. We want to see them develop, and I'm hoping that Sammy Silvera does. So yes, that is pretty much it for this little ramble about Sammy Silvera. Please do subscribe to us. Please let us know what you think of this move. Pompey fans, please let us know what you think of it as well, and maybe how he will fit, how he will fare at Portsmouth. Do you think he fits the style under John Mousinho? And we will see you for probably the Aidan Morris lowdown coming soon. Up the Boro breakdown.